And as more cars come in, we will process those votes as quickly as possible. As you recall, in our previous conversations, we're focused on accuracy over speed. We are at this point reading V drives into the tabulation center, and if at some point we see we can increase the speed of that process, we will. We will continue to update the website with results, updating the Secretary of State's website with results, and for any of you that continue to hang around, we'll be glad to chat with you as we get more results coming in. Sure. So as part of that process is, as the boxes come in, as you identify, we scan them in, and then we scan them into another section of the process so that we ensure that we've got a redundancy there, that we know we have each of those boxes. And then the V drive is scanned in at what we call certification. And then from certification, the V drive goes into tabulation. And there's just a series of scans that ensures that we do not skip a V drive. So that way we know we're seeing the results accurately. Once we tabulate results, we give them to the Central Count Board to review. And once the Central Count Board reviews those results, then we publish. So there's just a little skip step in there just to ensure that the numbers are accurate. So once the 782 actually arrive, we'll begin another sorting process, because some of those folks that are out help process the drop-offs may be able to be moved inside into this arena here, where we will then have more hands doing sifting and sorting so that we can speed up the process a bit. But no real hard calculation as to when we'll finish. We're going to stay at it until we finish. That's exactly right. So there's been 4 hours since the polls is closed, and I've got 200 locations that are still out. So judges are closing their polling locations down, they're doing their paperwork, and then they're driving in. They may be out in the queuing area driving into the drop-off zone. We're tracking it as best we can. So, and that's why we say it's easily a 6 to 7 hour process, just simply because there's so many moving parts. No problems that we're aware of. One of the judges reported, and we call the judges to see where they are, that they were processing paperwork and they were going to be on their way in within the hour. So a full hour's delay changes the calculation to quite a degree. So I can just assure our voters that we're going to be steadfast and we're going to work at it through the night until we get it completed and report it to the website and to the Secretary of State's website. Well, yes, there's still votes to be tabulated. That's exactly right. And so we haven't tabulated over 50% of the votes. So there's some contests that are still a long way out. Have not. Yes.
And just to be clear, there are no voters still in line.
There are no voters still in line.
So for people who are waking up in the morning and seeing that they're still
That's part of the process. It's not a quick and easy process. There is a process that we must follow, and we're going to follow that process. Ballots will be ballots that are in the mail, postmarked by today, if they arrive to us by tomorrow at 5 p.m., they are calculated. So we're not likely to know anybody's total race until tomorrow sometime. No, I think as we continue tabulating, we'll release reports to the website. Yes, no, I just won't be standing in front of you, but there will still be updates to the website on an hourly basis. Okay.
Did it go as smooth as it could have gone, even if
As I said earlier, I think we saw by and large 70, 80, 90% of our polling locations had a very good day. And there's a small percentage that we had some hiccups on, and we're going to take a look at why we had those hiccups and address it moving forward.
And one more thing, sorry, with all the people who are here working right now, are there any plans to relieve them?
Some will be relieved, some will not. Our high school students by law have to go home at midnight, so we'll lose some of those resources. But there are others that are here that know they're here for the long haul. And there's some people that have stepped away to catch their breath and take a rest, and then they come back into the process. So the goal is obviously safety. Safety. We don't want anyone to injure themselves. We don't want anyone to hurt themselves or become sick through this process. So we're monitoring, we're paying attention to how people are feeling and how they're responding. All right, great. Thank you all.